Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome back to MUZI. We're back again. It is that time of the night where we have to talk about what happened into that case that we obviously have to drag ourselves to go through sometimes, which is the case that is regarded as Senzo's inquest of finding out or what happened in Senzo. But
it's painful.
It is just tedious to us as people who are just following there. You imagine the pain that the people who are closer, more closer related to Senzo go through when these things are happening, where you will find a prosecutor that is playing around the situation, in my opinion. And you probably know deep down that all those people who are there, they are actually not maybe the people that should be sitting there and standing there. It becomes even more painful for that reason, that you kind of have an idea, perhaps as Senzo's mother was saying, and the family at large, that these are not the people that should be standing there. But unfortunately, because this so-called trap of ours of law, whatever you call it, has captured, so it must never be allowed to vomit without the process. So the process is what is currently unfolding, where a clear somebody who's so dark and bald hair is really dealing and enjoying, in my opinion, for my liking, with this whole process of having to continue arresting or taking these people to jail. There is no, in my opinion, what looks like trying to make sure that they get justice, the system, the family gets justice. There's no such thing as that. It's all about them who have captured, so they must chow so that the 100% record perhaps might continue. It is not important what happens then after that, but as long as the judge perhaps finds these people guilty. That's a story, and that's a nub of our story, as he would say, Baloi. That's a nub. Perhaps that's a nub of our question. Yes, that's basically that's what we are saying also here, that we are suffering, going through this so agonizing, infuriating situation. But yeah, we are here, and it is very funny that there are a few really who still believe otherwise, other than those who probably might be called minions, or maybe the robots. God knows why. This is New South Africa, right? Emily, greetings. Let us go through what is happening.
Hi family, welcome back to the MUZI Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us yet again for another live stream. We were talking about the Senzo Meyiwa trial. The Senzo Meyiwa trial is moving at a snail's pace because Advocate Baloi doesn't want to sit down. We are suffering. This is torture.
Yeah.
But I am proud of MUZI because he's handling it very well. He's not getting tired. He's not doing whatever he's hoping that will happen. Maybe he's hoping that he will become so tired and confused that he starts rambling and whatever, but it's not happening. It's not happening. Everything he says is clear. Everything he says is concise. Everything he says, he means what he says. So we're going round and round and round, and there's no order in his cross-examination. He's all over the place. He talks about this, he comes back and talks about that. He goes back to what he talked about in the morning and yesterday, and then he reads the record. And when he reads the record, the most frustrating thing is that he doesn't go directly to what context he wants. He just reads an entire paragraph. We are going through a lot. And then he has the audacity to say that SBIYA is not giving him the answers, or he's not answering the question. He's giving extra information. Here, Batong, we had to endure Brigadier GININDA on the stand. Even this reminded him of that they would be told every time they object that do not interrupt the witness. Huh? So now the witness is being told how to testify. When did this happen? Because this is the standard that you set by allowing Brigadier GININDA to give us essays. Now people who are fighting for their lives are not supposed to respond with essays. I might as well respond with the essays.
At least these essays have a meaning and they have a cohesion.
Context.
And they have context in most cases. So I think the question is, how dare you go against us in this case, which is the states? We will track this situation, which is what is currently happening. And it's okay. It's our money. It's pity that the decisions that these people take with our money, we cannot, and I repeat, we cannot
have a say.
Other than
the
to cry out loud,
take its
and
course.
then we have to let the so-called nonsensical law take its course.
The record speaks for itself, my lord.
You ask a question of some sort, you get the same answer that you got in the trial from the same person.
Yes.
But you still say the record speaks for itself on what Ngomezulu, the lawyer, asked, or what Ngomezulu made out of what they were discussing with the client, and maybe felt they need to add something to get answers. I mean, the strategy of questioning cannot be solely relied on as the true version of the story, because there is the author in the very same court. Hence, they have opted for this author to be on the stand, and that is to correct any wrong and any proposition that was put by the lawyers for the accused.
Yeah. So let's go through what happened today. SBIYA was explaining in the morning the fact that the police officers who arrested him were wearing shoes that were more so like tekis and not like the military boots that GININDA was describing. He's saying they are boots, but they are made of a material like it's a teki, a sneaker sort of.
Yeah.
It's not the type of military boots, you know, those ones. If they kick you with it, you will feel it for years to come. So the judge said that he had a problem, as the judge had to give the state the opportunity to counter, if any at all, or agree with his evidence. And he told MUZI that if he wanted to open his case concerning those types of boots that he was talking about, Mr. Baloyi and Mr. Mnisi must meet. And then the court will make time for that piece of evidence, because there's no way you can give evidence on an issue in the air. Apparently, according to the court, this issue is still in the air. You know, well, the judge said to MUZI that he can give his counsel instructions so that they can effect what he wants, and what them as a judge may need to see or hear, what he's describing about the boots and whether they're tekis or not. SBIYA said it is because he had said on that day when the prosecutor said that those boots were like the ones worn by soldiers. MUZI said that he had said that the police officer who wears those kinds of boots, they occasionally, he's seen them with the police that accompany them to court. So should he see them, he would like to point it out and demonstrate to the court the kind of shoes he's talking about. And he said that should he see a police officer wearing those similar kind of boots, he'd like to show the court. And GININDA Well, the judge said that GININDA said he knew what kind of boots that they are, and SBIYA said that GININDA was lying. He's talking about military boots. Remember how he was giving a description about it would have been impossible for accused number 3 not to have shown injuries after being kicked multiple times by police officers. The kind of boots that they wear are the kind that if he was kicked with them, the damage would have been shown.
Yeah. Their theories all the time, at all material time, has been trying to be the demigods of theories. That's what they have been doing. They have been pushing that our theory is the best.
Factual.
It's factual. No one can question it.
Yes.
That's what they have been doing. Hence, they add opinions about the boots and all that without giving context to it. And that now MUZI is talking about it. That, I mean, obviously, we are going to try by all means to find a situation that is extreme to support your theory. To say that those boots were really heavy boots of the soldiers, which we all know police don't wear those types of boots most of the time.
That's true, they don't. And then the judge told MUZI that GININDA will come to court and explain those lies. He said you must tell him that it is a lie. Then the state will also decide whether to call anyone who has those boots on. But he says that he can't allow SBIYA to give a description out of the air. Well, the state must have an opportunity to do the same. But if Mr. Baloyi says that he doesn't want to counter that, then it's not a problem. But you can't go to the Constitutional Court and say this judge allowed evidence which is uncontested in their own record without allowing us to counter it if we wanted to. This already gives you a glimpse of what is going to happen with the judgment. He's obviously going to find them guilty, and he knows that they will go to the Constitutional Court for appeals and stuff. He's already making such preparations and putting them on record. I've never seen anything like this. It's so strange.
Clearly, he only writes when it suits the state.
You know,
he only writes when it suits the state. I've never seen a judge who is this way. I've never.
Wow, who actually puts it in on record that should this go to Constitutional Court? Every time he puts it there as if he's conditioning us to accept the judgment that he will make, which is obviously finding the accused guilty. That's why this whole thing that Baloyi is doing is torture, honestly speaking. It is torture for us who are watching this case because we want movement now. But he's going to cross-examine accused number 1 on one aspect over and over and over again. Today was the 5th day. 5 days.
I've never heard the judge saying you have been asking that question.
Yes.
Never.
You are repeating
the questions
this question.
are repetitive.
They are repetitive.
As much as this man he can ask one question 6 times.
Yes.
And claim that he's not getting the proper answer. So he keeps on asking that question. I mean, that's it.
So Baloyi went back to what happened at Diepkloof. Baloyi said that it's not clear as to why people would take him all the way to Diepkloof police station only to assault him there. He asked MUZI to explain. And MUZI said that as the police were the ones assaulting him, why is he not asking the police why they were taking him there to assault him there? He said, I cannot respond on behalf of the police. However, when I go to Diepkloof, they ended up assaulting me again. Baloyi asked if he reported the assault there at Diepkloof police station, and SBIYA said, like I said, that I did tell Mboto that the police kept asking me questions. they were asking him whether he killed Senzo. And when he said he knew nothing about it, they would continue assaulting him. So Baloyi then said, did you not see it fit to report the assault there and there at the police station? SBIYA said he did lay a complaint at the time, and he told Mboto at the time when Mboto was standing before him. He said he did tell him that he has been assaulted. But Baloyi said that, but did you request to be taken to the client service center to report the assault? How was that exactly supposed to happen exactly?
They are treating SBIYA as if he's someone who's within the SAPS, who understands the procedures
the laws,
and also who understands
who to
that
complain.
Mboto perhaps was not even from that police station. It's crazy how
he got arrested
the
on
line
that
of
day.
questioning.
How was he supposed to know that Mboto was not stationed at that police station? So for someone who's not even familiar with police at all in general, you wouldn't even tell them apart. Who's EMPD? What is Metro Police? You wouldn't know. You just say police general.
I mean, that's a simple lay person.
You wouldn't know who's EMPD. You wouldn't know. And then you go back to Ntanzi as well. The fact that he was in the Northwest and he's arrested by these police officers who are coming from Gauteng, from different departments. How was he supposed to know that these police officers are from where, how, when, and which station they work at? So SBIYA responded and said he had never had something which he said that they would listen to, because he would tell them that I know nothing about Senzo's death, and they would beat him. There was nothing that he would ask of them and they would do. He said at that situation he was at, there was no point in asking for anything, because there's nothing that they would have done, in his favor. He says, I was at the mercy of the police. They would do whatever they wanted with me. So Baloyi then said, are you saying that no formal complaint was led there at Diepkloof police station? And SBIYA said that he explained that he never encountered police officers designated at the Diepkloof police station. The first police officer from Diepkloof that he encountered was Mboto himself. Baloyi repeated the question again. SBIYA said he did not lay a formal complaint, but he did complain to Mboto. Remember, Mboto is the one and the only police officer that MUZI SBIYA says he interacted with at Diepkloof police station while he was taking the alleged confession and making him sign. So he laid the complaint to him and him only. Okay? Because he couldn't probably identify which police officer worked for Diepkloof police station if they were there at all. So Baloyi then asked him, you did say that they were not taken through the client service center upon your arrival at the Diepkloof police station. You were taken straight to the courtyard. And SBIYA said, I was taken and saw myself at the courtyard. So even upon leaving the Diepkloof police station, you did not go through the client service center. That's why Baloyi asked. And SBIYA said, I've never seen it. And Baloyi said, but under those circumstances, is it not strange that after the assault that was carried out on you, that Colonel Mboto made an entry in the currents book? The entry read, and I quote, Colonel Mboto Diepkloof from room 1 at Client Service Center, confession statement obtained from Muzaukalelos Temba SBIYA from 1818 Vusmus Squatter Camp in Tembisa from 2145 till now. So this clearly also shows that the entry was made after he was done taking the so-called confession, and him filling in that OB doesn't necessarily mean that SBIYA was there with him when he was filling it in.
There is no point of entry on that OB when he's entering the first time and then leaving. There is no such.
No.
This is just a mere capturing of what we can call our own proof. That's it. And it's fine.
It could have been done anytime,
I mean,
way after 2020, in my opinion.
I mean,
Anything is
At
possible.
the end of the day, it is what it is. And also, but Loy must not act surprised. I mean, his friend GININDA is saying that he can actually go to the parking of the police station. Is there an OBN or such?
No.
That tells that GININDA was at Fosloras parking, dealing
Outside.
and asking MUZI questions that eventually purported to be confession. I mean, is there such? No.
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 So it is normal for them to actually go to the parks. It's not a new thing.
Yeah. So Baloy then said the question is, if you were not taken through the client service center, you were assaulted there at the courtyard, and you left the courtyard and you did not go through the client service center, can you agree that that is strange that Kenamboto can make this entry? SBIYA's response was that he doesn't know what he's supposed to say on behalf of Mboto as to why he wrote whatever he wrote there. But what he's saying is that he never entered a call center. He called it a call center. It's a client service said, he just said, I found myself in the courtyard where I was assaulted. So what he wrote, Mboto, he wrote himself in a manner that he wanted to write it. As to where he got it, what he was writing, he said, I don't know. Because I told him that I'm not from 1818 Vusmusi Squatter Camp. My address is 1818 Vusmusi section, and in his own writing, he was writing what came from his mind. He said, I won't comment much on it, but I was never at a call center. So Baloy asked that upon his departure from the Diepkloof police station, did they go to Eraton before proceeding to Valeria police station? And MUZI said that they left Diepkloof, they went straight to Valeria. That is where he was taken out of the car, and the car stopped and he was taken out of it. You know, all the police officers who testified, Brigadier GININDA and Sergeant Mohola and the two Metro police officers, Mapumulo and Monareng, that he was taken from Eraton, from Diepkloof to Eraton, while CBI is saying he was taken from Diepkloof straight to Valeria. They are saying Diepkloof, Eraton, then Valeria. So SBIYA said that all those police officers were telling lies because he left with Monareng, Buthelezi, Jonathan from Tembisa to Fosloras to Diepkloof. So there has never been any other area that they went called Eraton.
Thank you, Auntie K. Moyo. It's been a while.
Moyo,
God bless you. It's been a while since we've seen you.
Hey!
God bless you. Thank you.
Where have you been hiding?
Udlula kamnandi. Uyadlula namanje. It's just passing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you, man.
So from Diepkloof, they went to Valeria police station. The police protect each other. He said that, as you can see even now in South Africa, they are protecting one another. You know, they only expose each other when they are in trouble. If there was AVL, he said we wouldn't be talking about something. We would be talking about something that's straightforward, that is clear as to what happened on that day. Had they brought their logbooks as well, it would be clear where they were at a particular time. They didn't even bring the logbooks. But the prosecutor saw that that would not be necessary to bring it to court because it would reflect the roads that we traveled, which is the one the police took, which is the true one. So SBIYA is not having it, okay? Every chance he gets to remind the prosecutor of the fact that he didn't make it possible for those AVL records to make it to court. He didn't fight enough.
A very
for
good
them.
and valid submission, to say the least. A very, very good and valid submission to say that we are here arguing my word against the cabal of the police who are supposed to be trusted, but they are lying. And now the solution would have been AVL that would have spoken for itself, as it has previously, even though it comes with hiccups that are there. But it is something that would have answered a lot of questions and maybe would have concurred with one of us between the two. So now you are busy pushing me to the corner. Backyard Mechanic, thank you very much for gifting our members such as Tando Glass, Zipondi, NDMJ, Papama Nonjekwa, and Ansukemo. Thank you. Siyabonga. Those receivers are worthy receivers, and they are contributing immensely to this channel. So thank you very much.
So, because Mohani also came up with his own stories, this was SBIYA giving an example as to what had happened with Mohani. He had put a version, right? Which was his own story of what had happened and how they traveled.
Yes.
Then after the AVL came, he changed the story and said that the car had broken down somewhere, while he initially did not even mention that the car had broken down. So he was just giving that example.
SBIYA is moving properly. He's basically creating nicely and cruising nicely and creating the arguments from this, but he's putting them on record in a nice manner that seems to debunk the so-called theories that are coming as the form of the police.
The only thing that troubles me is these interpreters that don't interpret properly. Because it seems like whoever listens and writes the transcript, they're listening
also
to
listens to the interpreters. Yes.
Yes, they're not listening to the owner of the news. It would be better if the person writing the transcript can understand the language the witness is testifying in, so that they write what the witness is saying. Because these interpreters sometimes, I'm after what happened and how Advocate Baloyi has found himself twisting things and taking what the interpreter has said instead of what the witness has said for themselves, is kind of worrying. I feel like now maybe it should be considered that when you transcribe for a particular language, you must be fluent in that language so that you can transcribe what the witness said. The interpretation is mainly for the witness. It's not necessarily that it should be put on record. I don't think it's necessary for what the interpreter says to be what goes on to the record, because that's not what the interpreter is not the witness.
Unfortunately, it is done like that in these courts.
It's just so unfair.
And then someone can use it, actually, such as Baloyi can use it
to twist
and
what you said.
There is a reason why they haven't actually find a proper person who speaks, not to say proper, a proper Zulu speaking person, a fluent Zulu speaking person. Yes.
Because you think this is South Africa, all of them are working for the government. If you can hear that these guys are from Nongoma, why are you not going to KZN to get a proper interpreter from there, transfer them?
They do have. They don't even go far. In Joburg here, there was Nizwe's interpreter who was on point in Joburg, right?
He was in Joburg. He wasn't in KZN.
I think he was in Joburg.
So where is he? I think he's the one.
There are many of these
because
people.
You
see, these courts that do these things like this, they know they have walked this journey. They kind of know what works for them, in my opinion.
Now that
Jebs
you mention it.
Moyo. Thank you. Siyabonga Jebs.
Because even with me too.
Jebs siyabonga kakhulu. Busise Jebs. Unkulunkulu siyabonga kakhulu. Sibonga bafowethu. Phela umoya uphansi. Kodwa ke siyazama, siyaphambili, siyaqhuza. Thank you.
Thank you.
His case was in KZN. Saying his case was in KZN. Was it in KZN?
I think so. It was in Peter Maritzburg court.
The
one with the brilliant interpreter that we were watching, and it
was not in Randburg.
No, it wasn't in Randburg. I think by the later stages, closer to his conviction, it had been transferred to Peter Maritzburg. That's what I remember.
Okay. That's where Msholozi came.
Yes.
Not in Randburg. Okay.
Randburg, it happened with the bail at the beginning.
Okay.
Because he was arrested there. And then somehow it ended up in KZN. That's what I remember. I could be wrong, you guys. If I'm wrong, please correct me.
You definitely probably are right. because I
That's what
remember Randburg.
Yeah.
And
At the beginning stages, yes, it was definitely
and the
Randburg.
support that was coming, normally it's people who are in Joburg.
Yes.
The people that were from like faces that were familiar are people in Joburg, and following his, you'd see him like in Randburg.
Yes, yes. I don't know how it happened, but it ended up being a Peter Maris, especially closer to the conviction when he was closer to getting done. It's just that I wasn't following it to the T. So Baloy then said that
no, they
stepping
cannot
away,
assist. And someone is saying, why should not assist? They cannot. What they can do, I mean, how many times are you going to stand up to correct
and
say this is how
it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, other people are saying it's a goal for it.
There is a goal.
Yeah.
Okay, I will concede. It was in Randburg. But I remember Peter, but I don't know why.
My respect. When I followed Ngizwe, I saw Randburg.
You saw Randburg?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably in Randburg, so my apologies. So yes, the lawyers can't object every 5 seconds to say the interpreter said it wrong. The interpreter said it wrong. The interpreter said it wrong. It would cause a lot of problems. And I remember Jonas going to that Mbenenge tribunal, Don.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the Eastern Cape. Am I wrong?
The Mbenenge one, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why can't they get a fluent translator or interpreter from KZN for these guys?
There is no need, I'm saying, for an interpreter to come from KZN. Joburg. And I think even Pretoria has native Zulu speaking people.
So all of this could be intentional.
God knows. I mean, Senzo's mother was crying about
Just
the same
to
thing.
confuse the record.
Yeah, let's press the like button, guys. Let's press the like
Because what
button.
the interpreters are saying, oh, Nkosi yami.
I mean,
I'm not Zulu, but I'm like,
it happens, Emily. There is a reason. I mean, I think we
this
should
is
accept
not
that.
exactly what he said.
There is a reason, in my opinion, why it's happening, and they keep on doing it.
Well, Baloy now said that Brigadier GININDA testified at Eraton that he handed MUZI to Constable Monareng and Mapumulo so that they could take him to Lieutenant Colonel Mboto at Diepkloof Police Station. SBIYA said that Monareng was there on the day that he got arrested. In fact, he's the one who lifted him with the cuffs. He was also there when they went to Vosloorus Diepkloof. And Buthelezi said that when they were at Vosloorus, he called Monareng and they met at Vosloorus. So he started seeing Monareng when they were at Vosloorus, but GININDA said that he called Monareng at Eraton.
Yeah.
So SBIYA maintains that he was never taken to Eraton and he was taken to Diepkloof. Buthelezi said that he had called Monareng because he thought they would enter the Vosloorus hostel, or they would go there. And they met with Monareng at the police station on Vosloorus, but SBIYA says that he was never, it was never at the police station. He said he was at the municipality area, the area that he was demonstrating at the inspection in Loco, not by the side of the police station that GININDA and everyone else and Mokola are saying that they were there with him, waiting, chilling. He says that never happened. So Monareng was there in Tembisa, Vosloorus and Diepkloof. Well, SBIYA also raised quite an interesting argument and said that GININDA says that he called Monareng at around 9. One can wonder, a person who clocks in the morning up until that time, you know, when exactly do they knock off? Because at the time that they arrested him, it was late in the afternoon and it went on to later at night. So he's asking, when did he clock off? When did he clock in? Like, why is he working so many hours? You know, then you ask yourself why. You know, GININDA said he called him to go to Eraton And Baloyi told SBIYA that he's asking him simple questions. Then he elaborates on and on and on. This is at the point when MUZI objected and said, this is exactly what Brigadier GININDA was allowed to do. You'll ask him a simple question and he would elaborate. And we'd object. Remember, they would object. But the court would say, no, let him explain. He says, I'd also request that this witness, that also be done. Well, Baloyi said that Mr. SBIYA, we put a simple question that the evidence of Brigadier GININDA is that you were accompanied from Eratin to Diepkloof police station by Constables Monareng and Maphumulo. That is all that we put forth to you. And SBIYA said that what he's saying is no. What GININDA is saying is not true. He says he then explained what Buthelezi said, and he said, I also explained what GININDA also said. So SBIYA said that the police are puzzling him because when they say that they arrested him in a right manner, yet they hide things as to who arrived, where and when. Another one said they arrived at a certain place, while another one said they arrived at a certain place. Because if you listen to the version of Maphumulo and the version of GININDA and the version of, who's the other one, Buthelezi, all of them are describing Maphumulo to have arrived at different times. Omunye uti he arrived at Eratin, Omunye uti he arrived at Fosloras. So MUZI
That's what
picked it
MUZI
up.
said.
Yes. He's saying that you can hear with their versions, these police officers. Another one is saying the other one arrived at this particular time. Another one is saying the other one arrived at this particular time. He says even now, they said that I was arrested by 3 police officers. But here, Bongani and is revealed as one of the police officers who was present when I got arrested.
This man, you cannot teach that. It couldn't be that Nisi gave this man a memo to that point.
I don't even think he has time for it.
Yeah.
They are in court the whole day from morning up until afternoon.
That's exactly my point. Yes.
An hour or two.
That this man is dismantling Nisi. I mean, Baloyi alone. Alone.
Other people are saying he's sweating. I don't know.
He
I don't see
is.
clearly.
He keeps on wiping his bald hair, and yeah, he is sweating. Uvasithi impela ngathi uqinile blusi lapha. Uqinile kakhulu blusi.
Yini ngafuna ukuhlala phansi? Hlala phansi.
Because Emily, how can you sit down if the storm is still coming? This is just the tip of a rain, not a storm.
With grace. Accept defeat.
No, the
Retreat.
problem is what is going to come outside from now on. You know, once MUZI sits down, that's why you're going to be petty and be looking at small things, you know. And the judge is not found saying that those are small matters. You can argue that. He's not saying that. He's not saying that those are things that it's a mistake that could happen. You know, that's a judge we had. Now he's quiet, saying that Nisi must ask direct Baloyi. I mean, that's what we are facing.
Well, SBIYA was brought in by the EMPD officers in the room that was assigned to him, you know, at the service center, the client service center. SBIYA said he's lying. Okay, whoever said that is lying. It means that Mboto agrees with everything that GININDA is saying, because they have been working with GININDA for a very long time on these types of things that they do to make people sign statements.
Yes.
He says that they have been working together for a long time, making people sign statements, and that is why he speaks like this. He said he's lying. He says there are people that he knows whose cases were investigated by GININDA, but the person whom they were taken to sign papers with in the presence of was Mboto.
He knows of those cases?
He says there are people that he knows. I get to manage phakathi. You know, you can only
Somebody has
imagine.
been a signature.
You know, there's many prisoners are talking. You know, there's words in the streets inside. It's another world inside. We even saw with Advocate Tifo when he came out and the news he came out. So the people talk inside. So he says there are people that he knows whose cases were investigated by GININDA, and the person whom they were taken to go and sign statements, it was Mboto.
Mboto is and he claims that he doesn't know Mboto. Has never
Yes, remember in his
Mboto.
testimony he
Yes.
said he doesn't know him. They're not close. He just knows him from a professional level. He made it seem like the case of MUZI was the first time that he encountered with Mboto.
All right, guys, let's press the like button. Hey, ngazuthi impela omunye uzophuma engazuthi udlile lemon. Emnci yabona SBIYA bafowethu ngaphakathi lapha ngathi information iningi kakhulu.
Yabona ngathi uyaqina. I wonder what this has done. This has made him strong.
The marathon of this case.
5 days. 5 days. 5 days on that stand. He's not cracking.
No, and I don't think he's gonna crack. Ask me.
He said what he did to that statement, he just made that statement Mboto and said that he must sign it. So SBIYA saying he knows that other people who were made to sign statements by GININDA and Mboto, and he's saying GININDA and Mboto always work together. They always work together. And remember, even Advocate Nisi mentioned a case from way back.
Yeah.
Where Mboto and GININDA somehow cross paths. Who still remembers
and
that?
they pretended as if they don't know each other.
Yes. He said you were working on this case, your paths with GININDA, they cross. With Mboto, they because he was cross-examining Brigadier GININDA, and he was telling him that Mboto worked on this case and he also worked on this case at around the same time. I think it was 2014 or something like that.
And then they just happened to be people who are concurrently working to this case without knowing each other.
Baloy said you'll agree that what you've said now is irrelevant. It was never put to any of the witnesses, GININDA and Mboto. Mnisi objected and said that this is not about the defense. It's about the question that the state has put to the witness, which has a propensity to extract the answer that the state is now receiving. It's not about the defense. It's about the question that the state has asked. Baloy said that they asked him a simple question.
They are always simple, these questions, but the answers you get, they make you sweat. That's the problem. Mautana Africa Shabadi. God bless you. God may increase you. May God increase you where you took from to assist this channel.
Well, Baloy said that they asked him a simple question and that Mboto said SBIYA was brought by one EMPD officer. Baloy also went on to the record of the 13th of October 2024 when Mboto said that the CSC at Diepkloof serves the community and he doesn't know which client service commander can allow the assault to be done by the people that they did not even know where they were coming from. He said at Diepkloof police station nothing happened regarding the assault. Well, SBIYA maintained that he was assaulted at Diepkloof. Mboto is speaking like this, he said, because GININDA is his friend. They do these types of things together. Well, Baloy then went back to Exhibit NN, a certificate where he said it was certified and he was spoken to in isiZulu by Sergeant Mohola on the 31st of May 2020 at 1:40 at Valeria Police Station. So it was in the AMs, 1 o'clock in the morning to 2, so early. So SBIYA confirmed that the signature is his. But he said Mokgola never read him the contents of that form. She did not give him a copy of that warning statement. And Baloyi went to Mokhola's testimony on the 20th of November 2023, where she testified on the notice of rights, the SAP 14A, where she also said that she informed MUZI of his rights. SBIYA said that Mokgola never read the contents to him, and she filled in the form herself. She knows his name and surname. She probably did, because remember she had a docket from a previous case that was handled by Baloyi.
Yes.
So Baloyi said that there's no such evidence on record that GININDA and Boto are friends. He went back to address. He went back to address the situation that SBIYA had brought forth, that these people, they are together.
In the crooked place.
In the crooked place. Well, he said that there's no such evidence on record that GININDA and Boto are friends. GININDA testified that they just know each other as colleagues, not as friends. Yes, that was his testimony, that they just work together, but they're not friends.
Oh, okay. They work together.
And that they'd never worked together before in the past.
That's where SBIYA is coming from.
Well, SBIYA said that what makes him say that they are friends is because there has been many occasions where they make people sign confessions, making them sign when they don't know anything. SBIYA is informed. SBIYA has information, which is a good thing. Knowledge is power. But we went to the OB entry now at Valeria, Sunday the 31st of May 2020 at 1:40, case 217/3/2019. He also had a J50 warrant of arrest, and he wrote in no injuries detained. That was what was written there by Mokgola. Well, SBIYA said he doesn't recall the time that he was detained at Valeria police station. He did not see the J50 warrant of arrest. SBIYA said that Mokgola just wrote that he wasn't injured, but he was injured. And Baloyi read another entry at 2 o'clock or 2 a.m. Cell visits Captain Ramotata. So these are the cell visits. Captain Ramotata and Constable Haga. 3 awaiting trial prisoners without a complaint. So they saw 3 awaiting trial prisoners.
Yeah.
So the question now is, does SBIYA classify, or at the time that they
was
just...
he counted for, in a nutshell?
Yeah.
The nub of the story was that, was he
now
counted for?
He's telling us that he was detained somewhere single, alone. And in police stations, it's not a norm for that to happen, that you are kept in a single, isolated cell by yourself at a police station. Usually, banfaga nonke in one cell. So these 3 that they counted were the ones in that normal cell.
Here's the interesting take from Christopher talking to Pinky. But there are things that these guys need to answer to, in my humble opinion. That is, I think, they are
pertaining to what? To this case?
Let me finish. It is impossible to impossible. You know, that's the first thing that I'm reading out of your submission. Impossible. Remove that thing. To randomly frame 5 people with a murder, and 2 of them can't even provide a solid alibi. Right. The problem that you are having, Christopher, is being ahead of yourself. You are far too ahead of yourself. Who said they cannot provide an alibi? There are still witnesses that are going to come under this guy. He is the first witness. He hasn't even started. He's the first witness. So it is crazy, that you are thinking like that. And my question to you is, who were you with in 2014 around the same time? Around the same time.
At 5 p.m.
on
the 26th of October 2014.
Who were you with? Where were you?
Who you were with at around that time?
What were you wearing?
What were you wearing?
Because now we are going tedious on small things, details. We are interested in that. It is crazy
what were you driving?
How your mind can be taken away from the bigger picture.
Yes.
See, the bigger picture is that there is nothing that is linking these people with this case. Whether they can prove, whether they can lie, whether they were confusing the record, whether somewhere they don't remember properly or clearly, so they said something, that is immaterial, as Rata would put it. Remember when they were asking the questions?
What is material?
What in a proper court that becomes immaterial. But in this court, because there is nothing they can dwell on that is big or material, they are going to talk about small issues. If I said black, and then I come back and say, oh, actually I remember it's white. Then the record speaks for itself, white and black. No, that's a problem we are having. So now we're going to have to deal with such things.
Do you realize that it has been 5 days of trying to prove that MUZI was not assaulted?
Yes.
Only.
Yes.
How about proving that he was there and committed the crime? The state is not doing that. It's trying to debunk the assault accusations for 5 days. Let it sink in.
It's crazy how our minds just get excited by small things.
Even some people are asking, is this a case to inquire the assault, or is this the case of murder?
You see, what is troubling Baloyi is that the statements were accepted for the sake of the case continuing.
Yeah.
They were not fully accepted as so.
He wants them to be accepted.
He's basically trying to demonstrate now that they should actually be made to have a weight in finding these people guilty.
This is a game to him, ne? He's treating it like a game.
Let's press the like button. Even you, Christopher.
So unfortunate. Well, SBIYA said that he was not sure about these mentioned people, but at Valeria, there is a police officer that he complained to and told him that he was assaulted. He said he was never kept with other detainees. He was alone in a cell. But he said that the entry said altogether there were 3 awaiting trial prisoners, not that he was detained in one cell. Altogether, there were 3 awaiting trial without complaints. SBIYA said he did complain. So maybe they were referring to the 3 that did not complain, because he did lay a complaint. And Baloyi asked him if he laid a complaint, who did he lay it with? And SBIYA said he would not know the time, and he did not have a watch. And he also could not remember what day it was that he complained. But he complained to a police officer at Valeria, but he did not know the name of that officer. Baloyi went to the testimony of Swanepoel, who said that there are 2 registers that are being kept, the OB book and the SAP10 register, which is kept at the Client Service Center. Well, SBIYA would not have access to the Client Service Center because he was jailed. He was detained in bars, inside the jail. Client Service Center is affidavit where general public. So I don't understand. I don't get it. So there's also an SAP 13 or SAP 14 that was kept at the cells. There's also a cell commander at the cells. Detainees are asked if there's any complaints that they register those complaints at the SAP 10, and he said that a detainee can be checked by a medical practitioner. I get that happens, right? But in South Africa, that does not happen.
Hi.
There's no medical practitioner at a police station. Come on. And the only time you're taken to that medical practitioner is
if you have a proper lawyer.
Yeah. If you've got a proper lawyer.
If you don't have these lawyers that you get there from who are busy with 115 people.
Yes. So he said that there is SBIYA was asked if he later laid a complaint that Valeria, and SBIYA said that he did explain that he was taken to an isolated cell where Mabena locked him in. You know, that person was saying that the law, it doesn't mean that they practice it. He's saying that Swanepoel in his testimony was just stating the law. It doesn't necessarily mean that that law is practiced by other police officers, in a nutshell. So police stations are not the same. Baloyi told SBIYA that he said that he cannot remember the date. He later said his complaint regarding the assault and the police officer that he complained to, he could not recall. SBIYA said that just because he doesn't remember, it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. For instance, if he forgot the date of his arrest, it doesn't mean that the arrest did not take place.
This guy was it. I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed.
I am Tribula. Because SBIYA said that
even the example that he's using, they are so relevant. They are here. He can see them.
SBIYA said that it is written there in the form that he was arrested. It was a Saturday. He didn't have a watch. He could not see the time or what time it was, whether it was morning or night, whether it was morning or not. He says he got arrested on Saturday and was taken to Valeria the next day. Swanepoel said also that cell inspections are done every hour in his testimony. There is an entry of 2 o'clock by Constable Ramotata and Mohlaka, and another one was done at 3 a.m. Constable Pule and Constable Hlaka found 3 awaiting trial without complaints. SBIYA said he saw one person once, one police officer. He mentioned that he was assaulted to that police officer and he never saw that police officer again. He did not see them again. So that shows that what Swanepoel said should happen, but it doesn't happen. Baloyi then said, we put it to you that your evidence cannot be correct in light of what Swanepoel said, because he said 2 members inspect cells in 2. SBIYA said the prosecutor is a court officer, all right? Now, he cannot tell him that he is lying on what he did not experience. Hearing it from third parties, then those third parties say that they are certain because of what is written down. He said that when he still worked, they would clock manually, okay? They'd put something in the machines. You could be able to clock in for 5 people. And make it seem like those 5 people showed up to work when they didn't. So he says that what is written, the prosecutor is not certain of it. And he said that I'm saying that in my cell, I was the only person. And that person I reported to came only once. So Baloyi said that SBIYA had tendencies of answering questions that had not been asked. And SBIYA said that he's making an example that he says should have happened but did not happen. To him, only one person arrived. And Mnisi finally stood to object to the repetition of the same question. He said it's more than 4 times that Mr. Tlhaka visited the cells and found 3 detainees. I was also feeling it. And then it
It
was
is
awaiting
terrible.
trial. So Mr. SBIYA, when he arrived at the police station, he could not be classified as an awaiting trial detainee, according to Advocate Nisi, because he had just been arrested. He was a fresh member of the community there. So that specifically refers to people who have been to court and were brought back, and they're already known as awaiting trial detainees. He could not have been classified as that, which is true, but the way Nisi put it, it didn't register. He didn't drive it home. Here's the point that he was trying to speak to. When do you become awaiting trial? Don't you become awaiting trial after your bail?
Yeah.
He hadn't made his first court appearance.
No.
So how is he counted as a person awaiting trial? So that's what Minisi was trying to say. And I saw a lot of people trying to say that he was twisting it, or he's correct.
Submissions are correct. Christopher, I think just to give you clarity, that's why when this case finished, who's accused that sent section 185? Is it 180? 180 or for these charges to be dropped?
It was accused number 4.
Yes, accused number 4. That's why we had such. They were trying to say that the state does not have merit.
A case, yes.
Does not have a case.
They tried.
Then obvious, it go through the process, and the court says, no, we feel you have something to answer. And then now they're doing that.
Now we are here. We're questioning on an alleged assault that the state claims to not believe, is trying to debunk. They've been doing it for 5 days. Now we are here. So he read a cell visit also by Sergeant Ramotata and Sokhobela. They said that they found 3 awaiting trial detainees and they had no complaints. SBIYA had no comment on the changing of shifts that Baloyi mentioned. He said that the police officers at Valeria police station were changing shifts at midnight. Baloyi mentioned that district duty officer who also have their own occurrence books were recording on these occurrence books. And SBIYA said he never met such a person with such a title. They never introduced themselves to him, so he doesn't know. Baloyi read a record from the district duty officer where he wrote free from injuries inspected and the CSC being clean. Those were the comments that were left by this district duty officer. But another interesting thing, when he quoted this district duty officer and what he had written, there was no quite a mention of a date. Was it on the same 31st of May that this district duty officer was checking the cells? Because I missed the date, you guys. SBIYA said that he did not see the person he's referring to. Baloyi spoke in an accused person or of an accused person opening a case of assault within 12 hours of arriving at the police station. Then the docket would be transferred to IPID immediately. SBIYA said that Swanepoel was talking about the rules of what should happen, but it does not mean that those rules are being followed. He said that he complained and that the person he complained to asked which police officers he arrived with. They told him that the police officers that had brought him to Valeria police station were national, right? They were above because they work at the police station. But not they're just officers who work at the police station. The police officers that had brought SBIYA were at a national level and way above them. So they were intimidated. And after you are seeing what you are seeing with what's happening with the police, did you hear General Fani Masemola when they were asking him that, why couldn't you say no to the minister? It's career limiting.
I heard that.
Do you remember?
Yes.
So can you imagine a police officer from a station writing on an occurrence book that this person was brought in by the cold case unit and they are saying that they were assaulted. When the head of the cold case unit has experience coming from Kretschmer's case, where an occurrence book made confessions inadmissible. Think about it. Really think about it. I don't believe in coincidences anymore, Minake. I don't. So they told him that the police are national and that they're above them and they work at the police station. Who, as a police officer, works at a police station wants beef and with a police station who's at national level?
No one.
Because I even got a sense and a feeling that the prosecutor wanted the name of this police officer that SBIYA claims he complained to. He really wants that name, ne?
Yeah, but definitely it does.
SBIYA said he did lay a complaint, and it's the police officer who did not open a docket. It was his duty to do that and to understand that that's what needed to happen, but he didn't do it. Baloyi now mentioned the parliamentary oversight committees that visit police stations and visit detainees and complaints, and he also spoke on them. You know, he said that he asked SBIYA if he did not file a complaint with the Parliamentary Oversight Committee. Kabang. I'm laughing at this because I'm like, a Parliamentary Oversight Committee as of actually Valeria Police Station in Pitori. No way. No way is this question allowed. What? No way. I'm shook at. So we'll break that back, go to Valeria police stations and make oversights.
It's a joke.
No, guys, no. This question was so not necessary. While SBIYA said he did not see such people, it would be difficult for him to report to people that he had never seen, because he's never seen these people, right? So Mnisi said, is the state alleging that on that particular day, the institution did go to Valeria on that particular day? SBIYA was detained. And speaking of this parliamentary oversight, isn't that supposed to be happening for correctional services? Does it also happen with the police? So the oversight committee that would visit the police station is which one exactly? Advocate, but is which one? Is it the police one, or is it the correctional?
Trying so hard to prove that the man is lying. He's trying so hard. He's even sounding so dumb now. Like, to ask such questions. I mean, honestly, it's a disgrace. It's a joke.
Yo,
Stress.
I mean, and I feel like the more he keeps doing this, more will be revealed, unfortunately. And now he's saying SBIYA is giving long answers, but you're driving him to that point where he's giving long answers.
Let's press the like button, guys. Please press the like button. We are chasing 300. Thank you for these 500 people that are here. Thank you.
Well, he said that he's mentioning that, or had to put it on record there, that SBIYA had a general right to file a complaint, and he just wants to know if SBIYA exercised this right.
On what basis? That's what Nis is asking. Do you have information that we do not have, that this committee, at the day when SBIYA was arrested, they did visit? That's a simple question.
Very simple question. So SBIYA said that he never saw those people. And if the people he reported to went to and saw the people that were arrested, and they are saying and telling him that these people that arrested you are above us, they are of a higher rank than us, then he should have told him that if it's like this, then he needs to follow this, and that procedure. But he never told him that information, and those people did not arrive at Valeria police station. He never saw them. So Baloyi said that this police officer SBIYA reported to can be held liable if they did not report the incident as he alleges. Baloyi defended the police again and said that they do not protect each other. SBIYA said they do it a lot, all of them. Even now on television, you'll see that they are covering for each other. And it's only now that we see who did what and when. They are revealing each other now. It's only happening now, which is true. Okay, which is a fact, which is our lived experience. When you interact with the police, they do protect each other. Then Baloyi said that matters he is stating are being investigated and he's putting them as if they are facts. The same way he's putting that SBIYA did not get assaulted as a fact. The same way he's doing the same thing. Well, SBIYA said that there are not allegations. GININDA does not state that General SBIYA arrived at the scene. General SBIYA, Shadrach SBIYA, said he arrived at the scene of this particular case at the spaza shop. He said he was there, but GININDA did not state that in court. He said they only talk about Ndlovu, right? Only as the officer who arrived at the scene. General SBIYA is left out. But SBIYA says that from his own mouth, he was at the crime scene and even went to the hospital, but he does not have a statement in this court. What a good point. What a good point. Because now that you think about it, General SBIYA at the ad hoc committee said it again after he said it at the Netflix documentary that he was at the scene. He even went to the hospital, according to him. Right? But he doesn't have a statement in that court. The investigating officers are not mentioning him and his name.
You see, that is a jab. That is hitting someone under the belly. Just right there. Because why on earth is it not there?
Advocate Baloyi said, Mr. SBIYA, you answer questions that are not asked.
But that is relevant. SBIYA is part and parcel of this case.
Oh my God. So 31st of January 2024, Advocate Baloyi said that Colonel Swanepoel said that a person coming with injuries at a police station must be taken for treatment and that to be taken by the officer who arrested them. They do not take the detainees who are injured at all before they see a medical practitioner. While SBIYA said police stations don't follow those rules. Valeria detained him with those injuries, even the marks. They detained him even when they saw that he had marks. He was bleeding from the handcuffs on his wrists. So Baloyi went to the charge sheet of Tembisa proceedings of the 1st of June 2020. His lawyer was Mr. Macheke, and there was absolutely no entry that he was assaulted. So Mr. Macheke didn't feel anything or write anything pertaining these assaults. And SBIYA said
he did a shredded job, that man, for my liking. Like that case,
Nami, I had written things to say that I am not happy with how he handled the situation at all. But Sutin, we move. He also told him on the 10th of July that the police are continuing to assault him. This is SBIYA saying that he reported to Mr. Macheke, told him everything that was happening to him concerning the assault. And that is when he told the court to move him from the police station to the correctional facility. The matter was postponed to the 8th of June 2020 and Mr. Macheke was representing him still. And Baloyi said that still there was no entry talking about assaults. And SBIYA said that he told him. Macheke also wrote the address as 1818 Vosmose Squatter Camp. What the heck?
That's Mjiagu. situation. Oh, I think Macheke comes from the so-called NPA, right?
Yes, he's a state lawyer, legal aid.
Legal aid, yeah. Hey, Christopher, Christopher Bing, I think you are far. Like, yes, I'm asking a genuine question. If you are being framed, would you sit through a publicized case for 5 years without proof?
Do you think they have a choice?
You know, it's easy to answer that question. Out of that 5 years, have they been given a chance to present, or they are just cross-examining the witnesses of the states?
Oh, Christopher, I pity you.
You are far.
You have interaction with
far.
South African police.
It's like you saying that if you have evidence, you should have. Unfortunately, in court, there is a procedure. Even if you know you have true facts, there are affidavits now that are being that were written in Newcastle. They know about that, but they can't just simple fly to that. The procedure, you let the states present, which is the person that is that took you to court.
Yes.
And then they finish their process.
Yes.
Then you start your process. That's
Yes.
why now MUZI understand. MUZI is there, understand. He's the first witness of his witness.
Yes.
So there's going to be another witness, maybe his brother that they are using, Ulokuzana, Ukwabini,
Yes.
and the others. Maybe they're still coming. I mean, wait, be patient. Be patient.
That's why you must tell Advocate Baloyi there to finish.
So that Baloyi can let other witnesses to come
Please.
through.
We are tired.
Right now, it's him who's standing on a door through this cross-examining.
Engapheli.
Yes.
So he says, why did he not record the assault, right, as well? Because that's a question I have for Macheke. Macheke, why was he not recording what his client was saying and telling him? And the matter was postponed again to the 19th of June, Advocate Baloyi said, and court was closed due to COVID, postponed to the 13th of June 2020, then to the 10th of July. That's when Macheke said that SBIYA was being assaulted by police officers at Silverton police station. Macheke could not even hear SBIYA. He wrote that SBIYA told him that he was being assaulted by police officers at Silverton police station. What he said is that he was removed from Valeria to Silverton at that stage. This is SBIYA's version, saying that this is what I told him, that I was moved from Valeria to Silverton. And he told Macheke to remove him from Silverton police station because the police continued assaulting him. The police station at Silverton, or the police officers that are stationed at Silverton police station, never assaulted him. They never even made him sleep alone at a cell. They told him that in that police station, no one is kept in a single cell. The police officer that she was referring to here is Mohola, and the rest of the police officers that arrested him. So Mohola had actually stated in her testimony that MUZI pleaded with her after he was moved to Moda B prison as he complained about the food at Moda B being insufficient. SBIYA said that she was lying. She testified that she followed up with allegations of assault as well after MUZI's lawyer stated it in court on the 10th of July that his client was complaining of assault where he was detained. And she came to MUZI and he did not want to cooperate according to her version. But SBIYA said, how was she doing a follow-up because it was them who were assaulting me? SBIYA said it's not time for what she said. Baloyi now read another cell visit from the OB of the 31st of May 2020. Warrant Officer Kobe and Constable Mahlakwana found 2 awaiting trial prisoners in custody without complaints. SBIYA said he's still maintaining that he laid a complaint to one of the officers who came in. Mohola testified that there was no one who could confirm the assault that MUZI was alleging. SBIYA said that Mogola and the rest would come at any time when he was detained at a police station, and they would take him and go and assault him wherever they felt like it. And he said he asked to be detained at a correctional facility instead, because at a correctional facility it's better. He's sleeping with the rest of the detainees there, and then he's waking up when everyone is waking up, and he's doing other things that are done by other detainees. He's not kept in a single cell or any of those things that used to happen to him while he was detained at a police station. So SBIYA said he'd never complained about food. He gave a description of how these police officers would travel with him from morning, leaving Pretoria to go to KZN until they arrived at night without him eating. How would he complain about food after he's been put through such conditions? And least of all, complain to Mogola of all people when he had a lawyer representing him.
This guy, he missed his calling. I think he needs to go back and do law.
Mogola took ownership of transporting MUZI from Modabi to court, and SBIYA said he never said that to her. Correctional facilities are far much better than police stations. He said he does not recall the time he was taken out of Valeria at night. Mogola said that she refused to take MUZI out of Valeria because he would say that he was being assaulted, or later accused that he was being assaulted. Well, SBIYA said he was assaulted.
Did Mogola have power to do that?
No,
because now we're talking about someone who's under
correctional DCS.
Yes, that was a good move actually, to protect himself.
I had heard back in the day, before the developments of this case, it's maybe 2-3 years back. Remember how we heard that he actually was tipped by someone to do this? Because he didn't know. He was perplexed and puzzled and confused. Apparently there's a good Samaritan who told him that for you to get out of this situation, you need to be detained at a correctional facility. We don't know who that person is, but God bless him wherever he is.
Let's press the like button. 300 is close, guys. Let's press the like button. Yes, continue.
He said that he would have said or laid that complaint about food to his lawyer. Just like when he was moved from Valeria to Modabi, he spoke to his lawyer. Nisi asked if Baloyi is suggesting that one of the two inmates mentioned in the current book of Valeria who had no complaints is Mr. SBIYA. The judge insisted that he ask Baloyi. So Mnisi addressed Advocate Baloyi. He wanted to know that out of those two detainees that you're talking about, that you have just put on record that they had no complaints, is Mr. SBIYA one of them? And if he is one of them, please show us the proof. Well, Baloyi said they can take it up with his client during re-examination. Well, Ramasipili came in as well and said that according to the evidence heard, SBIYA was booked out to identify or be identified by Lionel Zwani, the Sangoma, right? But Baloyi said that the entry is at 11, and the entry refers to all the people who were in the cells. Warrant Officer Kobe and Constable Matlakwani found 2 awaiting trial prisoners in custody without complaints. SBIYA said only one police officer came to him and he did it only once. While Mohani and crew found him sleeping and they woke him up and said that they should leave. Baloyi now read at 11:30. It now said that investigation out. Mail, Moses Temba SBIYA, J50 warrant of arrest. SBIYA said he did not know the time that he was taken to go to this place. So this is a quite sticky, tricky situation, because now you are seeing that Ramasipili's objection is opening another can of worms. The time frames, the time now is an issue.
Yeah.
You are saying at 11 o'clock there were 2 detainees.
Yes.
Now, MUZI is taken out at 11:30.
Yes.
But you're not stating amongst those two that were left, was MUZI SBIYA one of them or not? Because you have moved from 3 to 2. They were 3, now they are 2. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is happening there? It just opened a whole lot of question marks now. The time frames are not time framing. Something is not right. So Baloyi repeated, again, what Mogola testified about what happened on the 30th, and they went to go arrest Lionel Zwane. He did retell that whole testimony of Mogola. And she claimed that she first heard of Mkhulu on that night. SBIYA maintained that he knew nothing about Mkhulu. There was never a person save this Mkhulu on his phone, but Mogola did open his phone and requested him to insert his PIN. SBIYA said that he did insert that PIN. And the 205, actually, if they bring it up of his phone, it will show whether the phone was opened on the 30th or on the 31st. Because if she denies opening the phone, how did she get MAGWAZA's numbers? Because there was not a time where he showed him or showed her MAGWAZA's numbers. Okay, she's saying that Mogola took this number from his phone after he was requested to put in the PIN. So she took MAGWAZA's number from his phone, but she does not want to admit that she took that number from his phone. So SBIYA is saying Mogola called MAGWAZA. SBIYA also said that he just saw them entering Dobsonville. After they arrived at Dobsonville, they asked him to point out where MAGWAZA was staying.
Yeah.
So SBIYA was talking about MAGWAZA, not Mkhulu.
No. That must be clarified, because I know it got many people, it's like he was admitting that he met Mkhulu.
Angaze ngidideke kanjena. Manje I have so many questions.
And now MAGWAZA lokuthiwa bamtrabhile ure. Yayizwa nje leyo nto leyo na Christopher, ngenzeka ukuba MAGWAZA nawo sendleleni uzochaza ukuthi hayibo ngashawa kanje ngishayela ukuthi ngazana noMUZI nje.
Umkhulu uqhamukaphi? Bamthathaphi inkosi yami? Ngokhuluma ngoMAGWAZA. Manje umkhulu. Inkosi yami. Kwenzeka.
So umkhulu could have been, when I tried to look at this, could have been found through MAGWAZA. When they were trapping MAGWAZA, then MAGWAZA gave them umkhulu.
So say it again.
Angara they went to MAGWAZA after the phone opening of MUZI.
Yes.
And then they dealt with, according to MUZI, they dealt with MAGWAZA na inkosi. I'm just for knowing MUZI for a year or so.
For 6 months.
For 6 months, time. Yes. 5
months actually. 5.
And then from there, icon. Bavele bachuza nje kushudu wavele bachuza umuntu nje wathiwa lo uyakhuluma nalo. Asimboni kuphi. Akwasho ukuthi useduzana MAGWAZA badila naye impela. Badila naye MAGWAZA. Then they took MUZI to MAGWAZA. And then they show us where MAGWAZA stay around this area. And then MUZI, I think MAGWAZA then, upon that proper mechanic that happened between them and the police, then he revealed that issue of Mr. Zwane. Then Mr. Zwane then was realized to that point. And then it sort of made a nice story for them. But these people, man.
They finally found
these people, they can actually...
The sangoma they were looking for.
They have a calling of writing stories. Like, honestly speaking, how they
writing. We don't have enough script writers.
I don't think they need to be in SAPS. They need to be somewhere there writing scripts.
Yes. For Netflix movies.
For Netflix movies.
Yes.
They are so good if this is how they move around. Like, they have faith in everything they do. That through whipping, a proper whipping, then we will find the truth.
And there was someone at the Agenda Network who was saying that how police officers assault you will find yourself pointing any random person you know
It's not a joke.
and
I mean,
affiliating them with a
it's
crime.
not a joke. I don't know if I've told you the
Just
story.
so they can stop.
I don't know if I've told you the story of soldiers. There was a time, man. Was it under Zuma? No, it was. I think it was under Mbeki. There was a time where we had these soldiers who were going with police. I don't know what they were doing, preventing what, or they were looking for guns though. Hey, I saw those people mooring bawumncane. They took yabona emakhaya. There was no at the time bungakabikho electricity, so yeah, it was under Mbeki. We were using candles. They took that thing ivuta bayicontsisela yabona umuntu acontsisela ngale ngeworks yakhona lapha.
That's torture.
Yeah, they deal with you, those people. You will tell them a gun that you've had somewhere. I'm telling you that those times you would never see someone outside, because mabeshangana outside bakhashelisa kwebhola uyongena nabo kini ugijima uzokhipha isibhamu esingekho. Kwakuyi mixture of police and soldiers. I am a soldier and they were on steroids, and they were murdering people in a way. Those people, none of those people went to hospital. They are trained, these people, to cover you back. They will cover you uzokhipha isibhamu sikamkhulu wakho washiya ngaphansi kwelokhuzana, just so that you hear the people who tell the stories on these YouTube streets saying they were arrested. Bathi bazogcoba uzokhipha isibhamu sakamakhelwane esisemthethweni.
It's true though. That guy was saying it was whoever I would recognize, I would say yes, I was with them. So you would be in bad luck if I recognized you and they were with me. Interrogation. I was like, no, no, I'm sure there's a better way. Well, Mukula said that the cell phones were seized on the 30th of May 2020 and they kept in a safe at Eraton. And SBIYA said Mukula came with a phone whenever or wherever they met. He can't recall where exactly it was, but Mukula asked him for a pin from him, and then he says that Mukula went back to her red golf, after she got the pin. So she must have scrolled and scrolled until she found MAGWAZA's
Obvious,
number.
maybe they use the messages and all those things to make it easier. They check the messages, who is he talking to, and then you're like, okay, this is recent. Let's deal with this MAGWAZA.
And then remember, in the
then
trial,
the line of questioning about Vele now that says, is MAGWAZA yonyanga? It's just crazy. Like, you can see, man, the author of this whole thing. Like, honestly, MAGWAZA has to be something of a nyanga, not a friend. It can't just be a friend.
how did Mkulu enter the situation?
I'm cool. Nah, impela bamuthi wa waba grand. Washo mkhulu angithi lona bamuthi wow.
80 something year old man.
La lezi insizwa lezi ze cold case. Ziyafika impela. Yabona njengoba ziyofuna le docket le.
Who is our friend there at the comment section asking why for 5 years they would not? Are you hearing what is happening? Are you hearing how people are saying they got assaulted? Are you listening? Are you listening? So it's that simple for them to just say, I didn't do it. They said it. Yet they are still there in that court every day.
Yes, Ziyabuya lapha. The court is a court, in fact. And when you are against the police, can you see how many police these people had come to testify? And some of them have not. They are being mentioned there. They
haven't come to testify. A lot more haven't come to testify. So SBIYA also corrected, in the trial within a trial, he had said that he was, or the version he gave Mgomezulu was that he was transported in a Fortuner. But he says that now he couldn't remember properly back then, but now he recalls that it was actually the Nissan Qashqai that was driven by Ngamani.
You see, that confusion of him forgetting whether he was driving on that. Then people use it and say, yeah, this one's lying. You understand?
Come on.
He is even saying the car that I said drove me, it still remains. It was there. Just that I forgotten that part. With which car actually did we use? But it was there on that conv.
And the most interesting thing is that Advocate Balo is also saying that the witnesses who've come to testify also say that they drove him in a Toyota Fortuner. So the Toyota Fortuner, recall that the AVL for it's
not there.
The Nissan Qashqai or Qashqai,
it's not there. The red Polo Vivo, red Polo 7, the Polo 7, something like
yes.
that. It's not there.
It's not there. It's a Golf 7.
Golf 7, sorry.
It's not there.
It's not there.
So after that long adjournment, accused number 2 told Ramosepele apparently in the morning he communicated that he was not feeling well. So Danzi said that he was willing to proceed until 3 o'clock so he could be able to catch the time before the clinic at Koshimampuru closes. Apparently it closes at 3:30. So the judge said that he doesn't want people to complain that he's unreasonable. If he wants to attend the clinic and he's not feeling well, he must tell the court. After Ramosepele consulted with Ntanzi for a bit there, he came back and said that the officer had said that he would transport him quickly just before 3:30. I hope he feels better. I hope he gets assistance. So Baloyi resumed and said that SBIYA said Mogola went to the red Golf that she was driving. After getting his PIN, they came back and asked him to show him where MAGWAZA resides. SBIYA said that he does not know what Mogola did to her phone after he gave her the PIN. But she went to her red Golf. Baloyi said that that preposition was not put to Mogola, and SBIYA said he doesn't know at what time Mogola came back to report to him that they had found the person that she said was an Inyanga. So it looks like they were particular. They knew there are people that they were looking for, allegedly. How can you mention an Inyanga? She said he was looking for an Inyanga, and he said he could have been the same time.
You guys are forgetting. MUZI is denouncing the so-called confession. The confession at the time had already been written.
Yes, it had already been written,
So
and
do you
it had
see?
Inyanga.
So they had to look for Inyanga, the closest that they can just deal with very quickly and then accept the situation.
And the judge still will not. Sure.
So these people, they are capable of creating a story around you, allegedly, and then they make it real. They bring even young, someone you don't know, testify against you. Just based on this
confession alone, this case
but you
should
look
be
at
thrown
Kreja's
out.
case also, how they dealt with it. And some of these people were part of Kreja, and some people apparently they came there. Kreja did not know them.
To testify against him. And he did not know them.
Didn't know them.
Which is now I am more even sympathetic to Mkhulu Bagiti at 80-something years old. Oh, because I'm dragged. So they wanted Mkhulu to come to court and say, I know SBIYA. Guys.
So, Christopher,
horror show.
If you want to understand how these things are done, I think you should do your research on Kreja.
Yeah, I should.
Kreja played his fair share of whatever that he was doing, but the manner in which he was taken down, And Gininda was there. Did he testify?
He testified.
He took the confession.
One of the confessions.
Yes.
Just like Mboto in
Yes,
this case.
he took the
He was the
confession.
Mboto in Kreja's case.
So you would understand Utilanand.
Yabonga, I mean. So SBIYA said that he told Mohola that he doesn't know this traditional healer that they were talking about. So SBIYA said that when Mohola returned from the car, she said she had found what she was looking for. SBIYA clarified that she actually said she found the Nyanga that she was looking for. Nyanga, the traditional healer. She was looking for a traditional healer in SBIYA's phone, and she's found that traditional healer she was looking for, allegedly. Now, SBIYA's version here is opening up the possibility that Mohola could have literally known what she was looking for. The team was...
It's not even a version, Emil. If you are denouncing that confession, which came as a written form, so at some point they had to find someone who was going to act and be on that role of Inyang.
SBIYA said she didn't know what traditional healer that she was referring to. And Baloi asked SBIYA how would they have known about MAGWAZA. And SBIYA said that is why I think they took my phone and took MAGWAZA's number. They called him using my phone or their phone. I don't know exactly which method that they used.
A silly question follows after that of do you know MAGWAZA? Oh, the man is saying they took my phone and I think they took the number from my phone. Gushugutu MAGWAZA is not an issue. It's not in dispute here.
And Baloy says MAGWAZA lives in Dobsonville, whereas Mkulu lives in Palm Ridge. Then SBIYA said he does not know where Mkulu resides, but he knows that MAGWAZA resides in Dobsonville. And Baloy asked him, was MAGWAZA your traditional healer? SBIYA says no, he's not a traditional healer, and that he's not a traditional healer. It's just a person he knows. SBIYA said he knew MAGWAZA before the 30th of May 2020. He showed them where MAGWAZA was staying because he knew where MAGWAZA lived and resided, you know. And he also shared information that they assaulted MAGWAZA, you know. And he told them that SBIYA, he's known SBIYA from January 2020. And SBIYA said he's just the person I know. He didn't know him as a traditional healer though. So that's why in Kulu now, they needed a traditional healer, of which MAGWAZA was not. That's it, guys. I'm done.
South African police. I'm
washing my hands. Get a lawyer. Get a lawyer.
A proper one.
Get a lawyer. If you have to sell stuff to afford them.
Otherwise, you gonna have to sit with your stuff and be in jail.
Do what General SBIYA did. Nimbonile, when they were doing search and seizure, the lawyer was here. If you have to sell your phone, sell everything. You can't interact with the South African police by yourself. You cannot afford it. You will be told about people you don't know.
Yes. So you must draw on your analysis. Look at the previous cases. It's tough, Langapanda. Guys, thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Mr. Ano, engathi wenza indaba ibe ngami manje. No,
Christopher.
I'm just referring you to cases that you'd probably be, you know, how difficult it is to make you understand just using this case. It is hard because this case is hard. Why I'm saying it's hard? It has people who have committed crimes and they are saving lives for their crimes that they committed. And then there's these two guys that I knew. And what is common about them is that they found bullets in both of them. One was released, one was not.
In a black
MUZI,
plastic
in a
bag.
black plastic. Those are things that you have to look at. So just do your research when you get
And
time.
they were working.
Do your research when you get time about how Kreja was captured. And I was listening to this other guy, this was a white guy, who talks about, who said, is alleging that after that point, our Paul Doleza, he moved to Kreja's house, allegedly.
I heard that on TikTok.
That the man who's an investigator and forensic what, upon arresting, finding Kreja there in jail, then the house
He's
is under.
living
He
in
got
his
it
house,
through what?
allegedly.
Through auction and whatnot. But it's a
auction.
story for another day. You need to understand this triangle. You need to. It's fun once you understand the dots. This one moves to that one. This one moves to. But if you don't, you're gonna have to take whatever that they say. It's not to attack you. It's basically to say, just open your scope a bit and learn about what happened. People might have committed crime.
Yes.
But there's this feeling that when people fail to find you with the crime that they think you are committing, then they create one for you. And then they take you down through that. I think that is warranted. For me, it's fine. I would not fight that one. If you are a criminal and you are getting away with it, what can we do?
That was the hope and expectation with all these 5 accused. Manje, there's a glitch.
I mean, if you read to this whole case and how it moved, there are things that will surprise you that probably we cannot even say here, because next thing we will be, because you read, information is there, public information, but when you start connecting the dots, and that's when you get to understand. There is a person who comes here normally and you'll be saying this, the accused number 3 shot my father.
Yes, they did used to comment a
but
lot.
there is something that when you dig into that they're not saying. They'll just say that and they are happy that the person's arrested. Serving his sentence for that. But yeah,
somehow it's not enough.
Somehow it's not enough.
They have to be implicated in
other stuff.
cases.
And then that begs the question as to say, why was that the case? Now, if you once start asking that question of why, then you go back and dig again and dig again, then you find, it could be a ... to ... But don't want to say anything.
The rumors are there. The rumors are there, though. You just have to look for them.
Yeah, just look for them. You guys,
you know where to find them. I promise you, know where to find them.
Trap. Kanti kuneshebe singaphansi go. When we were kids, we were hiding food. We don't want you to share food with you. We would dish maybe uputhu, and then dish shebo, and then dish put on top of that, and then dish undesirable shebo on top of it. And there's meat under that. In between there's meat. So the problem is that you see potato, you just keep on because you are not interested in potato. And the truth is, there's more meat in between. At the bottom.
You just have to.
That's all I can say. I don't want to say more than that. Press the like button and thank you all for being here. It's a bye from us.
Bye, guys. Bye. Thank you so much for watching.